So good evening. So we're going to learn about if conditions today. So how to do this in Excel. So based on if conditions, how can we manipulate our data? Okay. So what is an if condition? So the if statements are also referred to as logical test. Okay. Uh, so based on the if condition, there are two things can be executed. That's an if it's true or if it's false. Okay. We are testing a condition, then taking action based on whether the condition is true or false. Uh, on if condition will give a result something like true or false. So we'll write some statement that has to be executed, whether if it's whether if it's true or false. Okay. Uh, so there are the if function, right, has three inputs, as I said, right. So there is a logical test. So this is the first input, which gives the answer whether it's true or false. And if the result is true, the first condition will be executed. If the result is false, the second condition will be executed. The false thing can be optional, but the if true condition should be always present. So there are three inputs, and the first input is the logical test. Second is a statement that executes when the result is true, and third is if the result is false. Okay, and the third one is optional. So let's see some examples. Okay, so let's say there is a list of columns. There is two list. There are two columns, list A and list B, and uh, and there are some conditions and there are some values based on the results. Okay. Uh, so see, the results can be any thing. Okay, so let's say we are comparing these two things. Okay, if A uh, is equal to B. So in this result, right, it is is equals. Both are equal, and the value could be a number. Okay, so or a text here that we can. So the statements can be number, text, or a cell reference. Okay, let's say these two are equal, right? We can refer to $C, $1, $C, $2. Okay, so $C. So if it's true, it will show the answer of C1 statement, and if it's false, it will show the result in C2 statement. So this is a cell reference. Okay, so the second and third arguments, right? It could be anything. So it could be a number, a cell reference, a boolean value, true or false, or again an if condition. So there can be a condition inside a condition. So that is called a nested condition, or again it could be a formula, something like that. So instead of passing a number or something else, right? Again, you can pass any functions like length of A10, or a combination of another thing. So it could be both numbers, or uh, it could be text, or any value, or it could be a combination of a function uh, or another cell reference. Okay, so yeah, so logical operator. So when you are constructing a test with if, you can use any one of the following logical operators. Okay, so to test whether two numbers are equal, you can use equal. So if it's greater than, or if a number is greater than, we can do a greater than symbol. So there are symbols like less than, greater than, less than or equal to, not equal to. So you can use any one of these in the logical statement. So it would be the first. So in this example, we see the equals condition. So similar to equal to, we can do anything like this. So we can replace the uh, condition with any of these operators. So we can write a logical. We can write an if condition based on these all operators. Okay. So let's see the example one. So here, if a person donated at least $50, we need to write the words free gift in the donors row. Let's say there is a set of records. and which with the person's with the city name and also the donation he has given. Okay. We could go through each row, look at the value, and then write free gift if the value is at least 50. But there are a lot of people on the spreadsheet, so it could be really time consuming to do this manually. So what we really need to make our spreadsheet do this automatically. Okay, so we want to write free gift or not based on this based on the donation. Let's say the donation is 52, right? We should get a free gift here. If the donation is not if it's less than 50, what should we get here? We should not write anything here. Okay, so this is what we are going to type. So the if condition can look at a value in a cell to see if the meets the basic condition. So the basic condition is 50 if G2, the cell G2 is greater than 50. That is a first condition. So that will be the first parameter. Inside of the new column to the right of the column G, we'll start typing the formula here. So we are adding a new column called free gift, and we are using the formula. And we started writing the formula. So the function name is if. Okay. So we start with the is equal to if and open braces, and then we have to write the formula. As I said, right, the formula is G2 is greater than or equal to 50. So if it's 50 or above 50, we have to write free gift. Okay. Uh, the the arguments will tell if the function what to look for and what to write for in the cell depending on the outcome. For this formula, we want to know if the cell G2 is greater than or equal to 52. So this is how we arrive at this formula. The cell G2 is greater than or equal to 52. So greater than symbol is equal to 50. So G2 is the cell reference where the donation amount is present. So we'll use some mathematical operators here. So to write the condition. So the mathematical operator here is greater than or equal to 50. And the next argument will tell the function what to write if the condition is true. Let's say if the condition is true, which means if the donation is more than 50, we should write free gift here. That is, if the value is greater than 50, that means the person will be getting a free gift. So we'll have it write free gift. Because this argument is text, we'll need to put it in a double quotes. So since the text value, right, you have to give with double quotes as you see here, right? There is a double quote around this text. And as with any function, we'll need to use comma to separate each argument. Okay, so we are writing a comma after. So since it is an two separate arguments, right? So this is the first argument, this is the second argument. We are separating it with a comma. And once we do that, the final argument will tell the function what to write if the condition is false. This means the person won't get a free gift. We could make the function write something none or no, but in case we actually just wanted to cell to remain blank, so we'll type double quotes. So the persons who are donated below $40, right, or 40 rupees, right, we are not going to type anything. So we are going to pass an empty double quotes. That means we are not going to print anything here. So for this cell, right, 42, you won't be getting any value. For this $20, we're not showing anything. Okay, so for this $50, right, 50 are we'll write free gift because it's equal to 50. Yeah, and this one is above 50, right? Also here also we'll write 50 free gift. Okay, so yeah, so now we can drag the fill handle to add the formula to the other column. So we'll write the formula in the first column, and then we can drag the fill handle to populate all the other rows. Here you can see, right, you can see the value 50 for the values greater than, for the donation amounts greater than 50, uh, greater than or equal to 50, we are writing the free gift, and for donations below 50, we are not writing the text free gift. So we are just entering the free we are just leaving it empty. Okay, so let's see this let's see this in a practical way. Let's start. So today is 24th. So we'll open and create a new Excel. So we'll just put some random amounts. Okay, so we'll say we can give it as a name. Okay, so someone has noted something, and we can give the uh, donation amount. Okay, donation. So we can give something like so I'll fill some random names here. So I'll fill some names. I'm going to write some donation amounts. Okay, $79. It could be $23. It could be 54. Could be 65. Could be 46. 50. 49. So now we have to find whether these persons received a free gift. Okay, the condition is if the donation is greater than 50, uh, person receives a free gift. Okay, so this is what we are going to try. We are trying to achieve here. Let's see how this can be done based on the gift. So we have a column called free gift. Free gift. Okay, so let's so the answer should be here. So let's put it in yellow color. Okay. So what is the formula? So I just told you the formula, right? Can anyone tell me? Is equal to
Equal to greater than
is equal to
uh, G
no. What is the function name?
greater than
What is the function name?
G.
If, right?
Oh yeah, if
Okay, so first all the functions are, I mean, all the formulas start with the function name, right? So, okay, then after that, there is open braces.
is a G greater than equal 50.
Oh no, you said G, right? But where
No,
is G here? G is somewhere here. The column is
oh yeah,
empty
no,
here,
yeah. C.
not C. It should be a logical test of B, right?
Oh yeah,
See, the donation amount is in B column. So what you have to write here? B2, right?
yeah.
Okay, it's not C. Okay, so if it's greater than
Where
or equal to 50,
50.
right? Okay, so
Yeah.
now what I have to write here? So if it's 50, first condition, value of true.
We get,
What should be given here? So I should write free gift, right? If it's greater than or equal to
applique.
50.
Yeah.
So I think what is the error here? So it should be in double quotes, okay? So let's say like this, the value should be in double quotes. See, that's it. So now if you drag it down, right, using the fill handle, right? So this is called a fill handle. When you drag it down, right?
Yeah.
So you will get a false result here for other for these things. So what we can do is we can instead of when you don't type the value, right, it is giving the value as false. So instead of that, we can do an empty double quotes. So that will give an empty value here. So if I drag it down again, right, the false will be replaced with an empty value. Okay. So yeah, so that's how it's done. Is that clear for you guys? I think it's the example is over. Uh, புரிஞ்சுச்சா இது is it understood for all others? Vijay Raghavan and Dinesh Karnan?
மறுபடியும் one more time சொல்லுங்க.
Yeah, okay. So see, so in this thing, right, we have the if function, right? There is a function called if function. It has three parameters, okay? Uh, so if function has three parameters. So for first parameter, uh, first parameter is a logical test, okay? So this is the statement where we have to where we have to write the logical test whether to find whether the condition is true or false. Okay, so it has to give a true or false result. Okay, so here what is our condition here? So the condition is b2 is greater than or equal to 50. So what it does is so our logical condition is b2 is greater than or equal to 50. So what this gives is it gives a true or a false result, right? So b2 could be greater than or equal to 50, or it can be lesser than 50. So if it's greater than 50, right, it will give the value true. If it's less than 50, right, it will give false. So let's say here, right, let's do an example. So let's say I'll give you if condition. So b2 is greater than or equal to 50. So see, so it could, so this condition, right, it can give two results. Okay, it could give true or false. Okay, and you can see it whether how it's given true or false. So let's hide this column for now. See, there are values based on these things. So based on this condition, right, b2 is greater than or equal to 50, 78 is greater than 50, right? So it gives a result true, and 23 is less than 50 and it gives a result false. Okay, 54 is greater than 50 and it gives true. So there is a logical test that we are trying to achieve here. We are going to we are or logical test we are logical test, there is a logical test which gives results true or false. Okay, here, and based on this logical test, right, it will give some outputs. Okay, so the output will be just hold on for a second. So I'm getting call. Sorry. There is a logical test. Based on logical test, we are getting true or false. So is this clear for you guys? How do we get true or false? Vijay Ravan.
Clear, sir.
Okay, so based on this condition, right? If it's true, what we are going to write? So let's say the value result is true. What we have to get free gift, right?
Yes.
And if it's false, we are not typing anything. So it should be an empty text or something like this. Okay, so it should not be, that should be any condition. So that's what we have done. Okay, so so if it's true, right, it's the second parameter. So second parameter is the result of true. Okay, the third parameter is the result of false. So that is what we have written in our formula here. So if you unhide this column, right? Okay. So in this column, right, there are in the if function, there are three parameters. So if b2 is greater than or equal to 50, which will give true or false based on this result. And if it's true, it is the first condition that will be executed. If it's false, the second condition will be executed, right? So for the truth conditions, right, it will all see the results true, right? We will always get see this thing, right? That's for the result true, we'll always get a free gift here. And if the result is false, right, we'll get an empty code. That is the value is nothing here. So this is how the this is how it is done. So is it clear for you now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Clear. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So I hope I can move to the next example, right? So this is our basic thing. Okay, so we are going to learn only about if conditions today. So nothing complex in it other than this. Okay, so nothing new to know that. So I'm going to teach you some more examples. That's it. So if you understand that, so you should be fine for this class. Okay. So let's see the next example. What we can do. One second. Okay. Or else maybe I'll do another example. Maybe you can try. You can do examples. Okay. Let me do this example now, and you can just. Okay. So let's now the condition is we're going to find whether the students have passed an exam or not. Okay. So we have a table of student names and score. Okay. So we have to find whether the student has passed the exam or not. Right. Uh, so what is the condition? So the first column is name and the second column is score and the result is pass or fail here. Okay, so the condition is A1 is so the pass mark is it's above 70 here. Okay, so if the person scores 70, he's going to fail. Okay, if the person scores more than 70, 71 to anything above up to 100, is going to pass. Okay, so there is a difference between equal to and is equal to greater than or equal to. Okay, so both are different. Equal to will include 70, and greater than will include only will start from only 71. Okay, so that's the thing, and this is the result here, and this is a condition we have. The function if a function runs a logical test, the logical test is a1 is greater than 70. So a1 could be 70, greater than 70 or less than 70. So based on that, it will get a pass or I mean, it will give a true or false value. And if if it's a true value, it will give the result as pass. And if it's a false value, it will execute the second parameter fail. Okay. Uh, so to so that's it. Another for false result. For example, to pass scores above 70. So run a test, return one true or another if false. Okay. Yeah. So okay. So what we have written is uh, see there is a single score here, and now there are two scores here. So based on these conditions, right? You have to give false or true statement. Okay, so I'll explain you how to do. Maybe first we'll do the first example with a single score. Okay, uh, and then the second example we have to find uh, whether he has passed in all the subjects or even if he fails in a single subject, right? He is fail. Okay, so there are, let's say there are maths and physics and chemistry. Even if he fails in physics, he has to result should be fail. Okay, so if he only passes in all the subjects, the result is pass. Okay, so let's do this now. So second should be mark sheet. Okay, so let's say mark sheet, and so that is the name. So max, let's code something in max. Okay, and we have to give a result based on that. So what we are going to do is so we are going to type the name. So for now, so we'll just copy all this content from here, Control C, put it here, and we'll say some marks. Okay, so let's say 75, 34, 76, 40, 40, okay, 39, 46, okay, 50, okay, 76, okay. So let's say our pass mark is 40, right? Is out of 100, so usually it's 40. So let's keep the pass mark at 70, 40, sorry, okay. So the condition is to be tested is whether it's a pass or not, and to find that we have to find whether scored more than 40, okay. So that means even if he scores 40, right, it's fail, okay. If it's 41, he is pass. 41 to anything, 41 to 100, okay. So 41 to 100 is pass. So 1 to 0 to 39, right? Sorry, 0 to 40 marks, right? It is fail, okay. So this is the condition we have to test. Uh, so scores more than 40, 0 to 40 marks is fail, and this thing is fail. So what we are going to do? So maybe someone else can tell the formula for me now. So can anybody help me with the formula?
Where if
Okay, if
P2, uh, uh, if the
open braces,
open braces here,
uh,
braces P2, P2
B2
greater than 40.
greater than 40, okay.
Yeah,
Then
and
comma,
pass, comma,
comma. So
pass,
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 right? Pass
yeah, pass,
and comma,
fail.
fail, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay,
Both is
okay, very good. So the result will be pass. Okay, since he has scored more than 76, he has passed the exam. So what we are going to use is we are going to copy the formula downwards using the fill handle like this. Okay, so put it here, drag it down, and you should see the results as pass or fail. So I think this is similar, very similar to the previous example, right? So I think this should be clear for all you guys. Okay, right? So let's make it more
yes.
complicated, more bit complicated. Okay, so let's say the pass mark keeps on changing, right? So let's say in some schools it could be 40, in some schools it could be 50. Okay, so what we can do is we can set a pass mark here. So this is the results. So let's say we'll put the pass mark here. Okay, so pass mark, okay, is pass mark is 40. Okay, and what we are going to do is we are going to refer this cell 40. Okay, so let's say greater than 40, right? We can change the formula here. What can we do to change the formula here? We have to give another cell reference, right? So 40 is here. So can anybody help me how to change this? So instead of 40 hard coding it here, right? I have to refer this cell. How do we do it? See,
Change I1.
very good. I1, change it to I1. That's it. So now the formula is still here. So even if you drag it down, right? Uh, it is all pass. Why? I2. So okay. So now what happened, right? You can tell me, what why it's all pass. Somebody can tell me why, you know why? See the formulas here. What happened? What is wrong here? Can somebody tell me? You can see the formulas
Because
here.
the greater than the formula, they got 40 math, 30 maths like that one. Uh, greater than 12.
See, it is changed to I2, but there is no value in I2, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that was around. So what we can do to make sure that it's always it's an absolute reference, right? We learned about absolute reference, right? So what can we do here? So so this 40, even if you drag it down, right? This I1 should not change. What can we do here? So we learned terms of absolute references in the previous examples, right? $1, $I1, right? I think this should work. See, it worked. Okay, so here now see the difference, right? It is always I1 here. Even if we change this thing, right? Even if you do a full handle, the pass mark is always same, right? It is always refer to the same cell, a $1. So what we did is we did absolute reference. And I mean, you guys forgot I think, okay? So we learned about absolute reference 2 weeks or 1 week back, right? Right? Okay, we learned it. Okay, so you guys forgot. So this is how absolute reference works. Okay. So what happens is dollar. So you now saw the difference, right? What happens if you don't give the dollar symbol, and what happens if you give the dollar symbol? So this is called absolute reference. Okay. So
Alright.
so we I mean, have you guys got this thing $1 I1 $I2? யாருக்கா புரியலனா கேட்கலாம் நீங்க திருப்பியும். அப்சல்யூட் ரெஃபரன்ஸ், ரிலேட்டிவ் ரெஃபரன்ஸ்லாம் நம்ம படிச்சோம். எல்லாத்துக்கும் புரிஞ்சிச்சா கண்டிப்பா? Have you all understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so this is done. Okay. So now it's simple. We are so the advantage of using this one here, right? If you change the formula here, right, you can see. Let's say if the pass mark is 50, right? Now if you see, right, you can change. You can see this guy, right? Money is going to fail now because of we have increased the pass mark. See, he's failed. So this is the advantage of using cell different cell reference. Okay, so instead of hard coding the values here. Okay, so now we'll do another thing. Okay, so now we'll say we'll add another score. Okay, let's say add physics physics here, right? So we have to make sure that the guys 65 76 23 45 12 0 56. Okay, so now the results we have to change it here because we what our condition is we have to pass on all the subjects to get pass here, right? So he has to pass in both the subjects. So let's say 45 45. So yeah, we'll change the formula here. So now we have to make sure that to get a pass mark here, right? This guy has to pass in both the subjects. So he has to pass in 76 65. So this guy is pass here. So this one doesn't have any issues. Okay. So this guy he has failed in maths and passed in physics. Okay, based on the marks 50 50 here. Okay, let's change it to 50. 50. So this guy has failed. So this guy has failed in both the subjects. So it's failed. This guy has failed in both the subjects. If it's 50, this okay. So this is fail. Okay, this is pass. Okay, so what should be the result here? See, he has failed in physics. He has got 0 marks in physics, which means he has failed in one subject, and the result should be fail here, right? Right? What you guys get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So he
Yes,
has
sir.
to pass in both.
Sir.
So we have so what we have to do is now we have to change the formula here, right? So what can be the formula here? So I'll tell you how to do this. See, there are certain operators for and or operators. Okay, so let's say there is an and operator. Let's learn about and operators here. So and there is a function called and. So it could be true. Okay. So if it's both true, right? True, comma true will give you true. Okay. And if it's true, comma false, right? What will be the result here if the and condition? And if the and condition both should be true, so here the result should be false. Okay. So if I do and true, comma, false, right? So result will be false, right? So similarly, if it's a false and true, right? The result should be and
plus and C18.
no, not C18. Result should be, let's say, false, right? First the thing is false and true. So now the result should be false, okay? And if it's both false, right, it should be let's say false, comma, false, okay? And condition false. We are trying the false, comma, false, okay? So now the result is false, okay? So is this clear for you guys? If it's both true, right? So we are going to combine two logical statements, okay? So he has to pass in maths and physics. So there are two logical statements. So if he passes in both the subjects, we should get the result true, okay? Even if he fails in physics, right? It should be so let's say the maths scores are like this: maths versus physics, right? So he has passed in maths and physics, okay, true. He has passed in maths but fails in physics, false, right? It should be fail, okay? If he passed in maths but I mean if he failed in maths but passed in physics, it's false. And if he failed in both the subjects, it's false, right? So is this clear for you guys? And how and condition works? And condition. Is this table clear for you guys? See, I'm going to use and condition to find the results here, okay? So you should understand before I continue this, okay? So is this clear? Okay, let's, yeah. I'm going clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay, so we're going to do this, okay? So what we're going to do is we are going to pass. So for the first two condition, so we're going to change this formula here, okay? So now what we have done is we just seen the max marks here, okay? So we didn't test for the physics marks here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the formula here. I'm going to introduce an and condition here and bracket. So now I'm going to test the physics marks also here. So to add two logic conditions, so there is already an max marks tested here. So now I have to add the physics mark test, okay? So I have to find whether he has passed in physics or not. So to do that, what I have to do? What is the formula here?
Must from physics.
Okay, where is physics marks present? C2, right?
C2. Yes.
Greater than,
C2, comma, greater than
where is the pass
40.
mark present?
Plus
Where
50.
in which cell reference? It's in J1, right? See, the
Yes.
pass mark is here, J1, right?
J1. Yes.
Okay, so what I have to do is I have to give the absolute reference. So we use dollar. You know why I give $J and $1, right? Right? See, now yes, now the condition is done. So there are two logic conditions, and if I drag this down, right? Now almost everybody has failed, okay? You know why, right? So this guy has scored both 76 and 65 in both the subjects. So pi is pass, okay? And this girl, right, Anita, he has passed in both the subjects. So 76 and 56. It's both above 50. We get the results 50, okay? And Prakash failed in physics, so fail. Money failed in both the subjects, fail, okay? Both fail, both fail. Yes, failed in max, fail, okay? So this is how it works. So is that clear for you guys? How I arrived at this formula? How I use and condition here? How I use and condition to test the formulas here? See, there are two conditions here. First, I have to find whether it's passed in maths, okay? Then I have to find whether it has passed in physics, okay? So then condition will accept has accepted two parameters, two logical statements here. One for one logical test for the maths marks and another logical test for the physics marks, okay? So combining these two based on this condition, right? It's going to give the result whether true or false, okay? So if it's true, it's true, okay? So that means he has passed in both subjects. If it's even it's failed as one subject, it's false, and he has failed in both subjects. So based on this, it will execute the statement parameter, the execute whether it's pass or fail, based on this condition, right? So yeah, that's it. How you find whether he has passed in two subjects, okay? So is this clear for you guys? See, so let's say let's add another statement and let's add another subject chemistry and see whether he has passed or not. So now I want someone to change, get the results for me. Okay, you got someone has to tell me whether people have passed in all the subjects. So see, now someone help me to change the formula here. So I have to find whether he has passed in all the subjects. Okay. So we have added another mark called chemistry mark, and I want you guys to help me with the formula. Somebody can tell me?
G G2
G. Where? Here,
G2
right?
sir.
You give it. We are going to. Yeah. So we are going to give a third logical statement for the uncondition. Okay. So here
G2 sir.
D2, right? D2
Yeah, G2 greater
greater
than
than. Hmm.
K dollar one
No, it's is it K1 or dollar K?
dollar K sir. Dollar
Dollar
K
K
dollar one
$1, right? $1, right? So see, she has failed. So let's pull it down. Let's copy the formula here. Now everybody has failed in some subjects, right? So let's make the pass mark as 40, right? We can change it here. Now we can see this Anita has passed in for since she has passed in all the subjects more than 40. She's the only pass. She has the only pass mark in all the subjects. Okay.
that's
Okay. So now the result is we have got it. So let's say, so unconditioned, you know how it works, right? It accepts many parameters, and if it's all the parameters, I mean, if all it accepts various, I mean, unconditioned will accept a number of logical statements. It could be dot dot dot, right? Here it seems. So it could be any number of logical statements you can accept, and if every logical statement is true, it will give the result. Okay, it gives the result true. Even if it's single result, if the single result of the logical statement is false, right? It will give false. Okay, so that means in our application here, we in our application we are trying to find three logical statements. We are trying to add three logical statements. We are first one is to whether he has passed in maths, then whether it's passed in physics, then whether we have passed in chemistry. Okay, so we added three logical statements, and if all those statements is true, so we're going to get result pass. And if even if one of the statement is false, right, we are going to give a is going to fail. You're going to get a fail. Okay, so this is how and condition works. For unconditioned to get the result as true, all the logical statements should be true. And for this, right, only Anita has passed in all the subjects. So let's say let's make this guy as 42, right? Then he'll also pass in all the statements. Okay. So these two guys have passed the all the exams. And hope this is clear for you guys. எல்லாத்துக்கும் புரிஞ்சுச்சா, கிளியரா இருக்கா அன்கண்டிஷன் எப்படி ஒர்க் ஆகுதுன்ட்டு?
yes sir. Yeah.
Clear, right? Okay.
Yes sir.
So yeah, so let's do some basic example. So I'll give you an exercise. Okay. You guys do it. Okay. Okay, so you can guys can do this example. So the same result, okay, pass or fail, we're going to find out. And so the condition is here. If it's greater than or equal to 60, he has to pass. Okay, so you have to do this example now. So guys, you can. I'll give you 15 minutes, right? So you guys can try it and let me know if it's easy for you, if it's feasible for you guys. Okay. So you guys start working on it. Let's finish it at 7:45. Okay. So I'll give you 15 minutes to do this example and let me know if you have if you're stuck anywhere. Okay. Hello. Hello. Am I audible? Hello. Okay. Okay. Let's do another example. So we have still more time, and maybe we'll do some examples. So this example I'll let you know. So guys, so this example is simple, right? So as usual, so is equal to if the formula is B2 greater than or equal to uh, $G dollar 2 comma P comma F. Okay, so that's it. So if you drag this down, so that's it. So this is the formula for this sum. Okay, so if the mark is more than 60, it's pass. It's less than 60, it's fail. Okay, so 56 fail, 33 fail, 45 fail, 23 fail, 60. Okay, so I hope this example is clear for you guys. Okay, so let's see this example. I don't know what's written here. Okay, let's see this. Okay. See, there is a scorecard, and there is a football scorecard. Okay, Germany has scored 5 goals and Spain has scored 2 goals. Okay, so we are going to try the formula. Uh, okay. So it's true or false. The answer is true or false. Okay, so who has win? Okay, so if Germany wins, it's true. It's false. Okay, so the formula is simple. B2 is greater than C2. So if Germany wins, it's true. Okay, and if you want a results as 1 or 0, right? You can give the results as 1 or comma 0. If Germany wins, right, it should be 1. The answer should be 1 instead of a text value or a boolean value, right? We are giving 1. Okay, so here Germany wins, so it's 1. So if Spain wins, right, it should be 0. Okay, and here Germany won, so we are going to find whether Germany won or Spain won. Okay, so B2 is uh, so B2 is Germany and C2 is Germany. So we are going to get a text value output here. Okay, so we here is Spain won. So if Germany wins, right? If Germany wins 8 scores, which is greater than Spain, right? You will get Germany won. Okay, based on this condition. So this is a text value we are showing instead of true or value or a boolean value as we saw it here. Okay. And here your no cell F1 or F2. So we are using a cell reference here. Okay, so instead of let's say it's yes, right? Let's say if Germany won, right, we have to give yes. Okay, which is part of the cell, and if Germany didn't win, it should be no. So we are using a cell reference here, which is referred to this particular cell. Okay, and we are getting the result yes. Okay, so if Germany loses, right, Germany, let's say four goals, right, four. So here, see, Germany didn't win. So based on this result, the value answer is no. And this is just an uppercase, okay? So instead of showing in lowercase, right, we can show in uppercase. So what we are doing is we are introducing another formula inside the results also. So instead of showing S in small letters, right, we are showing S in capital letter. We are using the function in the second and third parameters also we can do it. So that's the example we saw. So you've seen it, okay? So to show the uppercase values of the cell reference here, and this is the days where, so let's say f3 plus e3 0, f3 versus f3, f3 is here, e3 is here. Okay, so it results 6. Okay, if Germany wants, it's f3 plus e3. I don't know, some formula they have written here, and the answer is 0. So if Germany loses, right, if it's Germany has scored only 3 zeros, it is 0 here. So if you see the formula here, right, they're adding these two cells, or else based on true. If it's false, they are returning 0. That's what they done. And if Germany loses here, right, we are adding 10 days to the thing. Okay, so here there are two conditions. There is a result can be today or today the plus 10 days. Okay, so if Germany wins here, B2 is greater than C2. Let's say Germany wins here. Okay, so it's showing the current date. If Germany loses here, right, let's say Germany has scored only 8 goals. We are adding 10 days to the current date. So 25 plus 10 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up to 4. So we're adding 10 days here. So this is what this is the result here. So is that clear for you guys? So is there doubts? How do we arrive at this for these formulas? See, in this example, so what we're seeing is how to the output la every pattern. So in the output results, right? So Germany won. So what are the second and third parameters could be? So it could be a function, it could be an text, it could be a Boolean value, or it could be a date or some anything like that. So it could be a cell reference or something like that. So that's what we see in this example. Okay. So this example, you guys know it already. So let's try to do this example. This example is also very similar. So what we are going to find out is whether he has achieved the goals or not. So there is a sales target which is 60. Okay, it's very similar to the pass or mark fail. Okay, so the sales target is 50, and if the sales target is pass the sales target, if it's the sales target is achieved more than 60, we'll get goal achieved. Okay, so if it's less than 60, it's a goal failed. So it's very similar. So what you can do is equal to uh, is equal to B2 is greater than equal to G $G $2. Okay, so we are using absolute reference. So let's say it's goal achieved. Goal achieved. Second is goal fail. Okay, so if the result is false, with goal fail. Type, there is a problem with this formula. Okay, so we didn't give the function name, right? If, okay, goal failed. So if you use a fill and to copy the formula, so 31 failed. 19 goal achieved more than 60. So if it's 60, right, goal achieved, okay, so it's considered greater than or equal to, okay. So this is how you arrive at this formula here. And so now this is a bit different, okay. So now we have to find whether the budget is expensive or cheap, okay. So there is a product which is 89 or 90. The product price is here, but let's say I want the budget for Nike shoes is 80. So that means it's expensive here. Okay. So if the budget is less than the actual price, it is cheap. Okay. So if the budget is more than the actual price, it is expensive. Here you can see, right? The budget is, so if the result is wrong here. So what we do is first delete all these values. So what we are going to find is whether the budget is expensive or cheap. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the formula is equal to, what is the formula here? So actual price is greater than budget. So actual price is here. Okay. So if the C2 is greater than B2, if it's greater than, if C2 is greater than B2, it's expensive. Expensive, or else it's cheap. Okay. Okay, I left the formula here. So if condition, so done, it's expensive. This one is expensive. So if you use a fill handle to copy the formulas, so this one is expensive because it's more than that. I think it's other way. So let's say so that's how we do it. So we are comparing these two columns and finding whether the result is expensive or cheap, or whether the product is cheap or not. Okay. So here Nike is actual price is 89. The budget is 80. Okay. So it's expensive. So it's more than the actual budget. And here Adidas, right? The actual price is 60, but the budget is 65. So it is cheap for us. Okay. So similarly, there is expensive Puma and there is cheap for this thing. Okay. So yeah, that's it for today. Okay. I'll give you the homework today. Yeah, the homework is also the same. We've already given you the results. Okay. So you have to find this thing. So whether the price is cheap or not, you have to find, guys. Okay. So this will be a homework. I just taught you this example. So do this thing as a homework. Okay. So thank you guys for attending.